The world. Okay. Hey guys, how's it going? It is I, the real Randy Chavez, coming at you today with a Veve OMI update video with Poba.G. How's it
Hi,
going, fam?
I'm doing all right, just hanging out. What are you up to?
Hello, Dashi. Oh, just saying hello to Dashi. Um, there was a YouTube video from Guidebook Gaming, some still pretty big in the Earth 2 community. They came out with one before. It was like there was like a 2 minute video, but there's a 30-second clip for me in there. I was driving like a Cadillac in the video, like it was all animated, and it was just me talking to myself alone in my car, like gotta say hi to Dashi, gotta shout out Veve, I gotta go see what's in my fridge. Have you had any artwork yet, or people have made any animations or fun things of you?
No way. I don't have a. I don't. I People barely know my real name, so
Because I mean, Kobe Collects is excited for Poba.G.
I hope
Super
so.
pumped. You gotta, but I think Dino's on your streams every now and then, right? Or he's on.
No, I haven't streamed that. I've streamed like once before, so
Oh no. Well, so you make videos like every other day, give or take, a few times a
S-
week, right?
so right now it's a few times a week. When I first started, it was daily, and with school, everything's piling up. It's time to set priorities straight. I got to get those grades up. So yeah, and right now it's hope. I'm trying to do Tuesdays, Thursdays, and then Saturdays and Sundays 4 times a week. I
Okay.
haven't even been doing that though. So yeah,
All right. I understand. And you have, so currently you're 18,
yeah. I'm 18. Turned 19 in July. So right there.
and and you're going to school for what major? What for?
So so business. I'm interested in business. I'm not technically declared as a major. I need to get a certain GPA requirement before I can enter that school. But
Yeah.
that's what I'm hoping for. Because the logic behind that is like if I'm gonna go to school and everyone's like, don't go to school, whatever college this, college that, I might as well go and do something where I'm gonna learn about the things that I really enjoy, like NFTs and cryptocurrency.
Yeah. So when you were, because this is your first year, right?
Yeah, this is my second semester already.
All right. So when you were younger, and I'm guessing you like video games, I'm guessing you liked just normal teenage stuff. What made you decide to go into business and learn about NFTs?
So actually, that's a really great question. I think part of the reason why I really like the whole like the business world is it kind of came from video games in the first place, right? Um, I bought my first like digital asset when I was like 13 years old on CS:GO, this game where you can trade and sell skins and stuff. And I bought this sticker for like $5, which today is worth like 150. Which I mean, it was. Oops, sorry. and
Yeah.
then And before that, I was playing things like Minecraft, and I know you're thinking like Minecraft, like business what, but it comes down to like how much efficiency you can put into the game. Because for me, I like had a limited time. My mom was like very strict about how much I got to play, so I was like, I only got 2 hours. How can I make the most of it with my two hours? And so, yeah. I mean, like, and so then you start like doing all these very specific things to try and squeeze the most out of your time, and I think that's kind of where that love started. And then I kept playing CS:GO up until like 3 years ago and 2 years ago, and then after that just became like an investment game. I just make money off of that. So yeah.
Yeah. People get really good at Minecraft. Like they travel around the world, they beat the game like really quickly. There's a Me and my friend Lauren used to watch this one guy where they used to play tag, where they used to try to like tag each other, or one has to kill the other one, but the other one has to beat the game before the other one kills them. It's really good. They're really exciting. How good did you get?
Oh, I was like at my peak, like what, like seventh grade. I was a little too good. I was too good for my own good. I think that's where my procrastination started. It was right in middle school. So
So what did you have a record for how fast you could beat the game or how fast you could
no,
make
no,
things?
I wasn't doing like a time what do you
Yeah.
call it, speed runs or anything. I just enjoyed it. I played a lot of the online server stuff, a lot of mini games. I was really good with the bow and arrow because I couldn't do good up close.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Have you seen PewDiePie play?
I've seen. I started what I watched his like beginning, like first like 10 episodes, 20 episodes, and then I just kind of died off of that.
Oh, it's hysterical. He's still so funny. He's
I
still
love
so
it.
great.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh, in the so how many of those skins did you buy when you were playing CS:GO? Like the knives and the skins and stuff like that?
Um, So this was around the beginning of the pandemic. I got really into it because I just got like my first job and I was making money. I eventually had like about like a $1,500 portfolio, and then once I started getting into like crypto, I sold everything and I kind of went all in on really speculative bets, mostly Dogecoin, and that didn't turn out very well for me.
It did or
I
did
mean,
not? Because it
did
sounds
not.
like, oh,
No,
really?
I mean, yeah, because I got in at 24 cents, right? When it was on the
Okay.
way up, and
Yeah.
then I never sold because
Oh,
diamond hands or whatever. And
yeah.
like it's a big lesson I learned is like sometimes it's less exposure to the market that's good, especially on extremely volatile things like that. So, I mean, like recently I made a video on BB's top. When we hit that top, I was like, guys, I do not want to make the same mistake again that I made with Dogecoin. Like this
Yeah.
is people are getting euphoric. Everyone's like to the moon. We're gonna keep going. Gonna keep going. I'm like, get a little real here. Well, and then we got that little dip down. I was like, yeah, we're going down. So
So it was definitely good that you learned that early. I I was fortunate enough to learn that in my 20s. I learned that in mostly a few years ago when the pandemic was happening, same thing, and everything just came crashing down. I was like, oh wow, this is hard. And I never sold like at the as I was getting it because I really got into a lot of stuff right before the and then of course everything dropped like 60-80%. I was like, oh man, what's going on? My good friend Dan said, no dude, you gotta buy during the dips, trust me bro, trust me. I was like, I'm losing like every single day. So I eventually put it all into like Tesla, and then with and then that just shot up, so that was great. But do you still have that Doge now, or did you sell it for
I
OMI?
I have a majority of it. I'm not all I'm not all in like I was. Mostly because my bank account, my after I like, so I stopped working because of school, and so my bank account kind of ran dry because I kept just buying the dip, and so I'm still holding a lot of the Dogecoin, but not as much as I started with. So
Yeah. Yeah, you got a super chat here from Abdelhamid Sadiq. Say, I love
I'm
this dude, young.
my is this my first super chat?
Yeah, because he said you don't really go live that much, right?
I'm not even like partnered with YouTube, so they couldn't even send me even if I did go live. So
Yeah. Oh,
yeah,
not yet, not yet.
no.
So we have a. So you said with your first job, what was that first job like? What did you do?
Okay, so I started as a water safety instructor, which pretty much means like I'm the guy you took your kids to go teach them how to swim,
Yeah.
and I loved it. It was fun. Um, Mostly dealing with children. One thing my dad told me that I really took to heart was if you know how to deal with children, you know how to deal with people. Because in reality, we're all just like children, and we're just older versions of children. And whoever says that adults are better than children, like not really. I mean, I learned that like once I turned 18, I'm like, wait, hold up, I'm an adult now. This is a
Yeah.
joke. This is seriously not. This is a joke. So yeah.
I still feel like a kid. Maybe not like an 8-year-old kid, but I still feel like I'm a teenager a lot of times, or I just want to watch cartoons,
And
and I just like.
that's why you're so likable right now. That's why everyone likes coming on your stream because you keep it real.
Oh, thanks, man. Um, but yeah, so what is Doge worth now?
It's like 11 cents.
Okay, all right. So it's not like down under a penny anymore. And you always have Elon Musk. He always says like, yeah, I have. He's like most of his crypto outside of Bitcoin, and I think Ethereum is Doge or is Doge. So you have that going for you. Hopefully they come out with a good use case where they can mint NFTs and do that. I'm rooting for you, buddy.
Thank you.
But how
If
much of
I
that? Hmm?
sorry, if I could do it again, I would have gone in on OMI because I even as it's going down, like OMI is just like has so much behind it. And I think what happened was I looked at OMI like early 2020. I got Veve. I was looking at Earth 2 Mastery, right? He was posting the Veve videos, and I saw OMI, and I was like at one sale, I was like, okay, I'll buy some, and so I put in like a little bit of money, and then I saw it go down. I was like, well, Dogecoin's going up, so let me take that out. Let me just put in Dogecoin, and then I got really hooked on Dogecoin because I just saw it kept going up.
Uh,
Obviously, that was a mistake, and I wish I just kept buying OMI all the way down. And so it wasn't until like you started seeing OMI on the news again when I started buying back in. So sorry, what was your question?
I forget. It was just, oh man, I actually forget. Yeah, do you have any in OMI now, or did you put it all back into the Doge?
I honestly don't have any OMI, mostly because I feel like I'm already over invested in the collectibles. So I'm happy not owning any OMI, but I'd like to change that soon. So
What are some of the collectibles that you have?
I have two of the Happy Whistle Mickeys,
Okay,
the uncommon, and then I have one common Mickey, and then I have two snow globes. So those
nice.
Coca Colas. That's all I got. That's all I can afford.
That's fine. The Mickeys are will definitely be good long term. I have Steph Celentano and Justin Pierce on the podcast. They're former Disney employees, and they're in a bunch of these like groups on Facebook that say like, yeah, they as hardcore people are on like Spider-Man or like Pikachu, they're just as hardcore on Mickey and all things Disney, but Disney doesn't know about them yet. Like all the people, they're not advertising at the parks. All the groups on Facebook with hundreds of thousands of people in them, they don't know about Veve yet. So you're in a pretty good position long term.
Right. You know about X Force? He comes in your chat. He's telling me like had he's like asked you about it. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
He's told you it's to reach out to those Disney guys, and he said the same to me. And I'd like they really have no idea what's going on, so that's exciting. Yeah.
Yeah, I messaged two of them on Instagram. They haven't. They obviously they are extraordinarily busy,
Right.
and they probably get and they have like 100,000 followers, and I so they probably get at least 10 times as many messages as I do. Um, so they haven't answered yet, and I feel like maybe every couple of days I'll just be like, hey, just kind of following up, just making sure you got the last message. I'll be one of those guys to get them on the podcast. Because yeah, that'd be great. I never actually thought about going and filming live on location at Disney. But if I were to do that, then hopefully, maybe they watch each other's videos. Like, oh, hey, there's this new person. It's got a couple thousand subscribers. Let's see what he's about.
Yeah.
Um,
You'd have to niche down into there and then become a name in there before before you can
yeah,
sell them the NFTs.
like thousands of people watch their stuff, so it's pretty cool.
There's a lot.
Yeah, so I'll have to go there with like Justin and Steph and be like, all right, guys, tell me where to go, tell me what to do, and I just have them drag me around all day. Um, the other thing that I would want for that would be to probably be to move down there so I could do that all the time. When you're as you're at school, how is the people around you? Like I know you're probably just more associating with the college, but around town where you are, do you have conversations with people and talk to them about crypto or NFTs?
I am the only one who is as invested and as passionate about NFTs that I know, right? I don't know any even my friends like I have this friend like to talk about with crypto, and I'm like, um, and we share thoughts about it and general blockchain stuff, but he doesn't have any was great in the game or anything like that. So it's just me. I feel like obviously if I went out and looked, I probably would find something. So.
Gotcha. Do you have any comics on the app?
So I actually sold off some of my comics at the top because I wanted to have just a little bit of that liquidity without selling
Good.
everything. Um, Ended up just spending it on that second Mickey when it went down. So
Gotcha. Nice.
I'm not holding anything.
How do you feel about comics and crypto and Terry Charts teaming up to essentially kind of grade the comics that we have on the app?
I'm not familiar with what that's going on. Could you elaborate a little bit more?
Yeah, sure. So what they did was in the real life, CGC grades comic books like on like how pristine they are and how mint they are, and 9.8 being the best, and can you get below like a one? I think one's like being like the worst, but they said like, okay, how can we do that in the digital collectibles that do not deteriorate? And what they did is they came up with a number system saying like, okay, the top or like the low 500, the first 500 or so mints or whatever, those are like 9.4s and above, or 9.2, whatever it was. So essentially the lower mints, and I think some of the higher mints are on there as well. And they did it to kind of grade the ones to get the values in between. Like, how do you differentiate between mint number 11,478 and 23,687. Like for me, there's no difference. Like it just, they're both 5-figure numbers and it doesn't really matter. But I guess that's what they did it for. And there was some beef in the community. There's some people that say like, "Nah, that's stupid. We should, we don't like that." But right now, there's really no other ways to like grade them. I mean, I do think the market will just take care of it and they'll collect what they like. But comics and crypto are very, very good at comics, knowing what's worth what. So
I like the idea in concept, but if you ask me, it's probably pretty useless. I mean, like you said, the market will take care of itself. The mint number being printed on the thing itself will take care of itself. Like, how do you grade number 7777 if there's only 8,000 collectibles? You're going to grade it tier 1. Like 7777 is a really cool mint number.
yeah,
So it would be a lot to go after.
yeah, no, agreed. And I think they even made a statement on like, yeah, like the mint numbers like 420 or 69, whatever, they're completely different and they wouldn't adhere to it. But it's just something to, I guess, not grade it, but compare it. Be like, oh, this is probably equivalent to like a 8.8 or a 9.2 because of X, Y, and Z. I think that's just what they were going for.
I like the idea. The point about separating ourselves from like putting ourselves into NFT space is kind of separating ourselves from the real world to begin with. It's a nice way to make a comparison, but in the real world we also have things like there's different mint numbers. I mean, mint sizes. You don't have the same amount as the NFT version, so it just makes it a little difficult.
Yeah. So I don't know if you saw the new comic that's coming out, I think tomorrow, where it's X23, Logan's like clone. They're asking me if you're my clone. Randy's asking.
I can be.
Well, I mean,
you have to take me to dinner first.
Is any of your family from Peru?
My mother's from Peru. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Why?
Because I'm sure you know I was adopted from Peru. So
really?
Yeah. There's
God.
There's like a small, tiny % chance, but that we are somehow actually related. Because like, is she actually from there, or like her family was from there?
She's from there. She's not adopted. She's an immigrant.
How old is she?
40, 45, 43, somewhere in there.
All right. Well, she's probably not my sister because that'd be 14 years older than me. That'd be it's a little older. But she might probably too young to be my mom, but maybe like a cousin or something. We could be second cousins.
Chavez is a much more. It's like not very a Peruvian name, right?
Yeah, no. So I was adopted, and my last name was Guillen. Before I was adopted. I think it's the first time I ever said that on stream. It was Guillen, I believe. I think it's called. Yeah.
I put all your secrets.
This could be like a thing. It's gonna be a thing that everyone says. So, but yeah, that's maybe in somewhere. Oh, we got to get like a 23andMe test done to see.
I did it. You got to do it.
All right. If you did it, then yeah, I'll totally do it. Oh, speak of the devil.
I did the Ancestry.com, and it'll tell you like if anyone matched with you.
Oh, dude, that'd be insane. That'd be nuts. Invite me over for Thanksgiving. Steps here. And yes, this is the way. Did you see the Mandalorian series?
Did they announce a Mandalorian series?
Oh, like for on Disney Plus.
Yeah. I watched season 1, and was there a second season?
There was a second season, and then there was Boba Fett series as well.
I haven't watched Boba Fett because I specifically am waiting for all the episodes to come out. I don't know if that's happened yet. It should be soon.
Yeah, it finished like a month or two ago. It started in December. It went through January. I think it might have gone into February.
Yeah, but yeah, watched episode 1, and then I was like, "This is good, but I need to binge it." So
yeah, no, it was great. I was a little disappointed that the end of Mando and the end of the Book of Boba Fett that we didn't get a Mando or Boba Fett NFT. But maybe we'll get one for Doctor Strange: The Multiverse of Madness that does come out in like a week or something. Are you caught up with the MCU?
The movie?
Yeah.
There's like probably like 1 or 2 that I haven't seen, but I've seen most important ones. Oh.
Okay, good. Yeah, next Friday, Doctor Strange: Multiverse of Madness comes out.
In theaters? I'm excited.
Yeah, yeah. So you get Patrick Stewart coming back. You get this. We're gonna have a random version of Iron Man in there. It's gonna be really exciting. Can't wait.
Right. I saw my collectibles talk mention something about the trailer on his stream or on his video. So
Yeah. So, what is something that currently on the app right now that you want, and maybe it's not necessarily um for monetary gain, monetary value. Just think like this looks cool.
my number one most desirable NFT on the app right now is going to be the Wally. It has such a not even for even if you weren't like when it comes to monetary and personal gain, I love the what's the word? Um I love what it means to me. I pick Wally is literally just my favorite movie of all time. Like it's there's something so sweet about this like this robot who just is trying to save the earth.
Yeah.
Um, I really can't say anything more than that. Obviously, I would love to have like one of the Spider-Mans. They're cool, but just for holding on to that Wally, I know it's going to perform worse than the rest of the collectibles, the rest of the golden moments, but it just means a lot to me.
Yeah. No, I like it also. Um, I know I talked to you about people around town, but what about people in the same vicinity as your whereabouts, like roommates or people who go into classes? Like, do you casually leave like your phone on the desk with the VV NFTs there while you're like on your laptop or something to have people
Actually,
ask you?
I'm more insecure about it. I'm more like I can't have anyone know that I'm doing this. I feel because as a Gen Z, and I feel like I really am the only one in my age group who is this interested in. All my friends think I'm stupid for throwing all my money in here, and um, I can't help but feel like I can do it. People are like, you got to save this money for this X, Y, and Z, and then I watch all these things. They're like compound interesting. Starts young. You start doing that early. You're gonna get big later. And a lot of my friends and a lot of people close to me don't realize that. So when even like my girlfriend, I tell her about these NFTs I'm buying, she's like, okay, I support you. So
Yeah, no, they're. I mean, be advised that you. I'm sure we will be right about this, but even when this does hit, and let's say you have, in the future, I don't know, even like let's say before you get out of school, let's say maybe between trading, between getting only whatever, let's say by the time your 4 years are up, you have like 100 grand, and you'd be like, wow, you're like the only one in your circle to be able to do that. There's going to be people that say like, you just got lucky, and they won't know like the time and research. So, like I've done this like 3 or 4 different times. My friends still don't listen to me. People that are listening to me are the people that like are in like the business world, like, oh, hey, that makes sense. Um, but yeah,
that really means a lot to me, Randy, because I it's hard being sure in myself, because you have to have not conviction in the thing that you're buying, but conviction in yourself, and that's the easiest thing that people can tear down. I mean, not obviously they're all trying from a place of love, and I encourage anyone that's like watching, like just do what you think is best, and just be smart.
yeah, agreed. So a lot of what your friends or people around you are into, are they still into like Minecraft, still into CS:GO? What are the cool kids doing nowadays?
Right now, everyone's playing Valorant, and
What variant?
Valorant.
What is that?
It's literally the exact same thing as CS:GO, except you can use like abilities as opposed to just like regular flashbangs or grenades. And my those are my close friends from home, not really around campus.
Okay,
I go to Boulder, which is a party school. So the cool thing around here to do is just to go out and drink.
drink.
It's kind of hard of a culture because I feel like I got over that in high school.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. So
I was there in Boulder last year for a Pokemon deal, and it was the first time I ever had. It's a taco joint that's all around Colorado. What's it called? It's
Torchies.
no, it's like a taco barn or something like that, or taco hut,
I'm not
whatever
too
it
sure.
was. It
I
was
don't
the
eat
first
out that
time.
much.
The first time I had it, it was great. It was super. It was like it's life changing. There's a Space Force base, I think, in maybe that's close to Denver.
And Aurora,
Um,
Buckley Air
Aurora,
Force
yeah, yeah.
Base. Yeah, right next to my middle school that I went to.
Yeah, my friend Brian took me there. I was like, "Oh, this is dope." The first time, because he's still because he's retired, so he has that blue ID card, so he can get us on base. I am currently not active duty. I'm not even IRR anymore, so I could not get on base without him. So it's good to have. It's good. It's fun. I mean, it's the same as like an Air Force base. It's just it's not all high tech or crazy yet.
Yeah, like for 8 years when I was living there in Aurora, you just hear all the time these huge planes, and all the adults are so obsessed with it, like looking up. I'm like, I never understood it, but
so you have lived there most of your life?
yeah, most of my life, most of my memorable life, anyways.
So is there any like local lore around there? Are you near like woods for like Bigfoot? Or is there like Indian reservations?
No, there's nothing like that.
Oh, okay. I would be curious to see if you would have like, oh yeah, it's an Indian reservation. They have like skinwalkers and they have these crazy things.
I wish. No, I'm not that exciting.
Oh, are you into that? Are you into like the supernatural stuff?
I mean, I'm not into it per se. Like I'm not like spending my time like looking into it. But when it comes around, like I'll listen and I'll talk about it. I find it interesting. My girlfriend's super into the supernatural stuff. So.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Good times. So you are in your second semester now, so you should be. Oh, is like midterms up right now? Is that?
Yeah, it pretty much kind of passed a little bit.
Okay. So you got like a month of like kind of relaxing, and then finals come in May, right?
Right, and I have a break next week, and I'm ready to pump out daily uploads for that break.
Nice.
Yeah, and so that'll be fun.
Yeah, it's easy for me to get to do the daily uploads now because like I'll just screenshot a couple things what Veve says, or like I got lucky before Jeremy Pador says. But there's a couple things that came out literally like 10 minutes after my video came out, which was going on, is they had posted. I'm sorry. First of all, CoinDesk says that Ukraine's President Zelensky signed a virtual asset bill into law legalizing crypto. So another country, now they're doing it obviously for the reason of they need donations, they need whatever. But I feel like as more countries get involved in accepting Bitcoin, that would be good. I know that Ecuador is, do you know any other countries that are on the fence for it right now?
No, I don't. I know, but I remember just like being really hyped about it when Ecuador started doing that. Not Ecuador, El Salvador.
Yeah, that is the same thing. It's just fine. It's all in South America.
Yeah, Peru. We're all brothers.
So there's no Spaces or Discord AMA this week for Veve, but they'll be recording an overall platform update from Veve co-founder David Yu and Dan Crothers for release mid next week. They said stay tuned. What do you think are some of the updates that are going to happen mid next week?
I hope we get a huge UI change because this platform's looked exactly the same for the last year, at least.
Mm-hmm.
It really needs some more shining up, and if you ask me, we need a better social feed. That's like number one.
Yeah, I can't upload any normal photo. It has to be a Veve photo.
Right,
and even if it's,
I was about to upload a picture of the stream so I could like share it on there, but you can't.
Yeah, so salty about that. I think what you would have to do is you'd have to put out like a collectible in AR and put it in front of your computer with like the stream of us in the background. So then people would see that because you take it with the Veve photo and it's of the collectible, but then that's in the background. Yeah. But yeah, that's something that I would, because I do believe that they could become a social media like outlet, and maybe not as popular as like Instagram or TikTok, but something that is like kind of for collectors, like Pokemon has E4, for Pokemon cards, and it's pretty active. And this would be something for
that's really interesting because I've never heard that opinion before. That because I don't even look at the social feed because I just find it, I don't know, it's a yawn kind of to me anyways. I was gonna add something to that. I lost it though. Sorry.
Oh, it's all good. I to build on your premise, it is now like currently it's kind of boring. There's a lot of like complaints. Sometimes though you get some funny stuff. Like you get some really inappropriate photos before it gets taken down. That's hysterical. People do crazy stuff with like whistling Mickey and like Captain America, who's like it's
you know what the social feed needs? a way you can look at profiles, because the fact that I can't go and find my own old posts, it makes me so angry.
Yeah, I wish they could do that. But Dan Chaubel has like a really good like anecdote on that, saying like if you have a lot of followers on Veve, there's a decent chance that you're going to be able to monetize that following at some point in the future. Like, hey, I'm going to be able to I'm hosting a party on my property, and it's going to reach a lot more people if you have 2,000 followers on the Veve app as opposed to like 30. And if you can like charge someone like, yeah, it's 1 gem to enter, or it's one, like it's a super high end party where we're having like a celebrity, so it's an alligator Loki to enter or something like that.
Right. I saw someone was like posting like just like 500 gem giveaway. I'm like, what are you trying to build? There's nothing on here right now, obviously. But if you can do that, it makes sense. It makes sense.
Yeah. I mean, they're also betting on the fact that it will be like a social media app in the future. I mean, I think it can be a social media app. I think it can be a banking app. If they have extra money and people say like, hey, I have this much OMI, can I just sell it to you guys or sell it to whoever? And if we could pay for it, and that's kind of a way I think people can give away like maybe gems or other, to just give OMI another use case, be able to, instead of just being able to trade it out and buy NFTs, well, maybe you could buy OMI with something else, just to be able to say give it another pairing on the app. Like
Right.
you could allow Ethereum on the app not to buy the NFTs, but to buy OMI. Because if you, yeah.
Yeah, that'd be interesting. Are you saying like that as a UI change coming up?
Oh no, that would probably be so far in the future because I haven't given OMI the utility yet. That would probably be something in like the next 2 years.
What are your thoughts on like collectible renting? Do you profitable or not?
Depends on what you have. I mean, if you have, let's say they want to test something out, like the same way Disney is testing out NFTs on our app. If like the app fails or like when we go to the Disney, be like, oh, that wasn't us, that was this other company. We're doing our own thing. So I think Veve can do something similar to that. Take something that, well, you could even take the Chaosium thing because they're not making any more NFTs, but we could be like, hey, you can now play chess with these Chaosium NFTs, and you could be like a play to earn thing. And there's only so many of those chess pieces, so you'll be able to have to rent them out. Or they could do something with Cryptkins. They'd be like, okay, there's these little battles that you can go on, and each Cryptkin gets its own superpower, and you use that to battle, build your own team. And if that's a really fun game, and not there's only so many of them, and people have to rent them out, I think
that'd be really exciting because I think the biggest thing behind NFTs is utility, and like right now, Gary Vee said it. Hints right now, it's all collectability with a hint of utility. It's going to be the reverse in the future. The reason why I am invested in Veve and I see it as a winner as opposed to the sea of all the other NFTs is because it doesn't necessarily have a layer of utility, but the name brand and what it has behind it makes it so respected. And so if we saw that additional layer of gamification, it would really drive the prices of everything. And that's why I like CS:GO. I like playing the game. People were buying the skins like as if they were cars, right? You want to buy a shiny car because it impresses other people, and that's the same reason why people are buying CS:GO skins. And then just like Andre Jick was saying with the Veblen goods, that's where we're going with Veve, and that's where I'm excited. Yeah, smash the like button.
Yeah, smash it, smash it, smash it. I do think that also in the future, if there is something like a play to earn aspect, we could be able to go and I would even rent mine out for like 1 gem for the day. If I could, let's say I had to do a podcast, or let's say there's 2 different games and I'm busy playing one game because I'm really good at that game, but I'm not good at the other game. I would give that out almost for free, just so somebody else can earn, and then we can split that earning. Or so. Yeah.
Did you see my video on play to earn? What
I did not.
There's like,
is that what you brought up?
So I long story short, I don't believe in play to earn.
Okay. Why?
Anything that's marketed as play to earn is essentially in itself destined to fail, and it's sold as a pyramid scheme, right? Because that foundation needs to be something that's actually going to bring value. Right now, people that are signing on to Axie Infinity are signing on because they believe that they're going to make money, because that's how it was sold to them, is play to earn. In reality, the reason why people in Axie Infinity are making money is because they're selling off their stuff to people that are trying to get into Axie Infinity, and it
Yeah.
literally is a pyramid scheme. Which is why I was trying to get around why I like Veve, because they have a real product. They're not trying to make money. They're not selling you a play to earn. And they've said this several times in their live streams: is we are in the digital collectible business. Like, our first priority is to sell you collectibles. And that's the real reason why I love it, is because they're not trying to sell a play to earn thing. And honestly, I don't imagine that they're going to make a play to earn game in the future. The real playing to earn comes from the people that are smart and that they can know how to make profit from a video game environment, the same way that I was able to invest in certain items in CSGO, and we're investing in, and the same way you'll be able to invest in certain collectibles that are going to be more valuable because of X, Y, and so in the game, and or renting them out. That's what it really comes down to.
Yeah. So the one thing I want to push back on is that for Axie Infinity, a lot of the things that can make you good in that game or give you an advantage is the breeding and being able to breed high quality stuff that is good for that. And I do think that, like, obviously, if you could just sit there and waste money breeding like crap if you don't know how to do it or whatever. But I think that, and again, I haven't looked too deeply into it, but that's just kind of what I've seen like so far. And then the scholarships you could split. But for Veve, because they only have a certain amount of NFTs and you can't really breed, I think Ron English will do that with the Labbits at some point, or Frank Kozak, whoever had the Labbits.
It's exciting.
Yeah, but outside of that, there's really no breeding aspect. So the play to earn, even if they don't do it like with OMI, but they do it with like master collector points, or they do it with hey, get like a free couch so that you can put in your house, or a free stand, like a stage. Like if we get Pokemon one day, like get a free stage so you put your Jigglypuff on there. The Jigglypuff needs a stage when he's singing.
And to that, I'd say then suddenly we can attach a value to those free things, and they're going to be, I'm telling you right now, they're going to be cents. Unless they add like a rarity system in the same way that these video games will do rarities, and the more rare items are going to be more expensive. I find that really interesting, though. Yeah.
Yeah, same. So when I first heard of Golden Moments before the statues came out, I thought that they would be similar to NBA Top Shot, where it would be like, oh, cool, it's Ariel from like, Little Mermaid, and she's like singing, or it's a Ratatouille and he's chopping up some stuff. I thought it was going to be clips from that. Do you think that's something that they probably should do at some point, or do you like the way it's going and they shouldn't mess with that?
Just look at the lenticulars. They're going to eventually mess with that in some way. It may not be an NFT, it may not be a collectible, but there's going to be some sort of video. Or I mean, if you just look at the lenticulars, it's just proven that something's going to happen.
Yeah.
And I think they should do whatever they want. I think that's great.
Yeah, I love those. I love the fact that you get three different artworks, because you get two on the front because it's kind of 3D, and then you get something on the back. You get the signature on the back, and then it's you get music with it. That it's got so many layers that I think a lot of collectors love. So that's something that I like. What about the wearable NFTs that you might find with Apple AR glasses? Do you think that those could eliminate iPhone? I don't know if they'll eliminate iPhones. I don't think they would take their most like profitable thing and destroy it. But
What do you mean by like wearable NFTs? Like,
oh, so like if you have like AR glasses and suddenly you tap two buttons that are on like your shoulders, and now like you have a cape that goes around with you, or you tap like you go like this and suddenly you have Hulk hands, something like that.
I think that's fun. I mean, again, it just comes down to if what's called scarcity. If there's scarcity, there's going to be demand for it, and just like in the same way you're going to pay $500,000 for a Lamborghini, you're going to pay $500,000 for some digital Hulk hands. If there's only two of them in the world, right?
Yeah.
I think, yeah, there's totally something there. You just gotta. It comes down to the fundamentals. Is it scarce? Is it rare? Why is it worth something? And it does that something make sense?
Yeah.
I wouldn't go into Toys R Us and just pick up some random toy off the shelf and then just say, "Hey, it's gonna be worth something," because who knows if they're just gonna mint 100,000 more for the next 10 years.
Yeah, that's the issue with a lot of modern Pokemon cards, where the one they have no first edition, they haven't had that for like ever. But if there's like a good print run of something and like, hey, this did really well, Pokemon companies not care at collectibles, like they don't get any money for that, on the secondary market, so they'll just do another print run. They're like, okay, now a whole bunch, it kind of floods the market a little bit.
And I find that really interesting because have you been paying attention to Recur?
I know that they just had their first sale like a few days ago, right?
Yeah, they had the NFT University drops, which is like all the basketball player moments or whatever.
Mhm.
But one issue that I really have with their system, even though it's limited, no, okay, sorry, not just Recur, but all of the sports moments organizations that are selling these things, they are not allowing you to sell the packages that you purchase them in.
Mhm.
If you bought Pokemon cards and you could hold the package,
Yeah,
that's going to be more profitable for you than opening the package because when you open the package, it's gambling, right?
yeah.
Um, so
But
with
they're not allowing you, as soon as you click on it, it opens, and they're not allowed to keep it unopened, like
Well, you
sealed.
you can keep it unopened, but you can't trade it, you can't sell it. You're gonna have to sell your account if you wanna do that.
Oh, oh yeah, I don't like that at all.
Right, and so on top of that, they're selling their first drop that they're doing, it's 8 weeks long. They're selling 400,000 of the common ones. 400,000, like, the total useless, no one's gonna care about them, and they're charging
Yeah.
$10 for 4, even though they're going on the secondary market for a dollar.
Oh, so yeah, why not just get it on the secondary market? Because
Ye
it's just a
yeah.
dollar for one of them. It's better than paying 250 for one if it's a.
Well, it's not that
And-
they're not it's not like no one's gonna buy them, someone's gonna eventually buy them, but the reason why they would buy them is because every time you open one, there's a chance that you get the really special one, right? There's a chance you get
Gotcha.
the really cool one that is worth more than $10, and it's a gamble. And so what I'm getting at
Um,
is
Make your point. Make your point. I just gotta
s
think.
so what I'm getting at is when you, take one of those, I'm sorry. When you got a pack,
Hmm.
right, that, oh my god, I lost my train of thought. You got me all
It's all
excited.
good. All right, so I'll bring this point up. They're kind of doing the opposite of a Comey then, where like no for recur, the reason they're buying is that's because they might get that special ultra one, and no one's really going to care about the common.
Right, so
Whereas the Comey,
that's
yeah,
my
they
point is
go.
these other places are looking for nothing but money grabs and making profitability and making money. It's the same reason why when you go into Toys R Us and you try to buy something off the shelf, it's not going to be worth more in the future because they're just trying to sell you something, et cetera, et cetera. And so that's the reason why I think Recur doesn't want you to sell the the cases, right? Because if you could sell the cases, then suddenly they know that you just want to take that money off the app. So why not have force you to open it so you have to sell it to other people that are actually interested in the app, and then the money stays in circulation within their system. Obviously, it's less profitable for them. Veve doesn't care about that, and which is why I'm giving extra points to Veve for that reason. And I find that really cool. Yeah.
Yeah, and not only do they not care about money, because like not that they don't care, but they don't really need it. Vanity Fair quoted them as being a multi-billion-dollar business. Akill Patterson said they're probably worth about 4 or 5 billion by themselves, and they haven't raised money. Like if they wanted to, if they saw another company who were like, oh, you guys doing really good, they could raise a couple $1 billion like that, no issue. And they probably should do it before interest rates rise. They're going to rise pretty soon. But yeah, Vivi puts the most valuable one or the most coveted NFT as the common. Wonder Woman, the common. Woody, the common. So that's something I really like that about Vivi. I should probably gonna put that in like a video. No, yeah, I'm gonna put that in a video. I'll make that probably tomorrow. I'll credit you though. I'm like,
I
oh,
love it.
straight from the Poba.G.
Let's go.
Yeah. So what are the games you think that one might find there? Do you think people will create their own games? Like, hey, let's do races. Like in Mario Kart, like Toad and Yoshi are generally the fastest, or at least they were in the old school one. I don't know about
They're
now.
they're all gonna be everyone's gonna make their own. It's the same way the real world works, right? Everyone just makes games.
Yeah.
If it's are you I mean if it's like Well, it'd be cool to see if they did like Roblox functionality, where any person can just join Roblox and use Roblox's interface to create games.
Yeah.
That'd be really fun to see. And then there's going to be games that are more like the most popular. Even so, Roblox has their own digital economy as well, right?
Mhm.
They have their own scarcity items, and if you can study, which is why I don't think like you can do play to earn in Roblox, because it's not trying to sell you play to earn; it's trying to sell you an actual game, and you can make money off
Yeah.
of it. So sorry, that was another point. Gosh, okay. So the question was,
Oh yeah, games like Pac-Man or Galaga, or would they, like I said, people like race from here to here, whether it's on foot or in like your DeLorean or on like a pony, the Mermacornos.
I think it'd be fun to see. We could see like if you can make your own games, the ones that are most popular are gonna and whatever the ones that are most popular, they're gonna be the ones that dictate the market. You know.
Yeah, no, agreed. And that's why I would love to build like some place in the middle of nowhere. Like let's say if maybe the game hasn't caught up to us yet. Like like Viviverse, they're focusing on, let's say, some battle games with like the Marvel Mighties or Kripkins or Mermacornos, something that are like kind of cute but could probably do some damage. Like hoof kick with your Mermacornos, I think would be legit. But if we're able to drive in the Viviverse with like the Aston Martin and that motorcycle or the Ecto ones or DeLoreans, and I buy like, I don't know, like 80 plots of land and we have like a racetrack, I think there would be a lot of people there'd probably be also a lot of side betting. People like, yeah, I'll bet you like 20 gems. I'll make like 8 alligator Lokis if this happens.
The reason why that would work, the reason that would, sorry, the reason why this whole VV verse thing would work in the first place, because VV doesn't care about the profits, right? So like all this side betting, all this imagining, like it only can come to fruition because it in the end the user has all the control, and I love that. So I whatever is coming is coming. I'm so sorry, my roommate's home.
Oh, tell him I said hi.
Hey, Aiden. Randy Chavez says hi.
Oh, shit. Bad.
You're
good. Okay.
all right.
I was shooting at him. I was going puke. I was like Deadpool. That'd be so. I wish I had my full costume here, where I could just like put on the mask. I don't. I don't know what happened to it. That'd be great. Like, hey, look at Randy Chavez, is really cool, and then it's just me in a Deadpool mask. There's certain times where it doesn't really matter what certain items might sell for in the real world, where in the comic world, where in the digital world, you could have like a collectible or a comic that is so rare and so scarce that it only takes 100 or so people to find interest in it, that have a little bit of money and like, yeah, I'm going to buy some of that. Like I was talking about before, even I made the mistake that I had said, like, I love the Hitmonkey character, and before the Hitmonkey thing came out, I had like a 2-hour podcast saying that Hitmonkey's going, it's going to be awesome because there's a small amount, there's only 10,000 of them. The new show was coming out on Hulu, and then it did really well for a while. It went up like 17K, and then it bombed, and it's down to like $2,000 now, for the secret rare anyway. What are your thoughts on things like comic books that only have 1,000 mints, or collectibles that only have like 500 mints, like the Aston Martin and things like that?
So if it depends on what we're talking about, because if we're talking about Spider-Man was a number 33, number 44. So the 252, the special one that only had like 40,
1,000 mints.
Yeah, that's it's not gonna. It's a cool novelty item. Those are the real Veblen goods that exist today, right?
Yeah.
And I think that's cool. But when it comes to those, like the Hitmonkey, for example, which is less popular, I think it probably would work out better. Just more people will gain more from that. Sorry, less people will gain more from that. I don't know.
Yeah, because there's so few of them, and that's a good point. Also, I just wonder that how far could Veve push that? Like, could they make I don't know, if they promote something for like some random month, and they make only like, let's say they make like 100,000 common or whatever, but they only make like 100 of like the secret rare of whatever. and let's say something that nobody ever hears of, like how high will that go? Like I get it, like the 7 Aston Martins that they gave out or I mean they're expensive because they're Aston Martins, but also because there's only 7 of them. Have you heard of any sales of like the movie ticket for Bond?
The bond, I remember those were going for like hundreds of thousands.
Did you see a sale for that?
No, I didn't. Why?
I didn't either. I don't know if anyone had, oh hey, guess what? I just did this sale. And it's con. Do you have any people that tell you that have any secrets like, yo, don't tell anyone? But I have like 80 of the Peely fantasy ones, or any people that it's like, yo, I have like 100 of the New Jersey Devils.
No. I'm flattered enough when someone just messages me on Twitter.
Cool, dude. Who is who's some of the people's content that you like the most? Is it like Dan Lee or like Taps Trade?
So I have to say right now, my favorite, like not my favorite, the best VV YouTuber in terms of content, what they're creating, I have to give that title to with Andrew Ellis. You know,
Yeah.
he always makes a very well refined video. He's uploads like 3 times a week these really nice videos, and he keeps it really professional. There's each
It's got 150 of a certain comic. It's amazing.
yeah, but you know, to get all those giveaways, Kobe, I'm not surprised.
True.
um
You're talking about Andrew Ellis?
yeah, and every creator's got their expertise, you know, like you said, if you really want to shine, you got to narrow down onto something. And I think like for you, Randy, you are like the backbone of VB, and I said this in our interview, the backbone of the community. People, when they need something, they come here and they hang out, and it's what has made you grow. You're not very polished per se, but it doesn't matter because
Not at all.
because you're trying to be friendly, you're trying to build a community. And I would say you're part of the reason why I wanted to create my own channel, because I'm like, because you're such an anomaly. You know, you like, honestly, you shouldn't be getting 8,000 in my world of YouTube, right? But then it makes sense because you just give, and you don't really care, and you just keep pushing, and you've been doing this for a long time. And so when I saw that, like, you really don't need all that much. I'm not saying that you're not you're not great. I'm just saying when I saw that you don't need to have fancy lights or fancy editing or any of that, and you just need to bring genuine content.
Yeah.
That's what got me going. So
yeah, that's part of why I did this too, to let people know that, you know, don't be intimidated by people's fancy mics or fancy like setups and intros. You just turn on a camera and be like, "Why, hello, everybody." Say, you know, just be derpy.
I love it. It's the backbone of the community, and the backbone, really, what it means is lovable, right? And what's it called? Relatable. So that's why I appreciate you, Randy.
Thank you. At some point, I mean, you will get more subscribers, and because do you still, how many do you have now? Like 500, 600?
385.
385. So at some point that'll start to snowball a little bit. Maybe after this, maybe get a few subscribers after this, where you get a, you know, 1,000. Let's say you get monetized, and let's say if, I forget who's saying it up here, you know, if Disney, or not even Veve, if like Disney or Cartoon Network or whatever, like at the end of like a rerun of like regular show or Adventure Time, they suddenly say like, oh, get your Powerpuff Girl NFTs here, and then like, you know, 2 million kids go and see that, like, mom, you know, if you happen to go, let's say by the end of the year, you get partnered and you start monetizing and people love you because you are, I think, the youngest YouTuber that is in like the community
and Veve right now.
And Veve right now, and there is maybe some kids that maybe they don't identify with like me or Cavell or, well, Dan Lee looks pretty young, but I think he's actually much older than me. Not much older, sorry, Dan Lee, if you're here. Is there, at what point do you say like, I don't need school anymore, I got YouTube? Like, how much money would you have to be making to be like,
you know, Mr. Beast like didn't even go to college. Like, he went to college and then he just started working on his videos in from his car, and he didn't go home until he showed his mom $20,000 in a month. I mean, obviously probably not 20,000, because the real issue is explained to my loved ones, right? It doesn't really come down to what I want at the end of the day, right? And so how much money would I have to make? Just probably enough to if it was up to me. If I was making $5,000 a month, or sorry, yeah, $5,000 a month, 3,000. If I was making $3,000 a month, I'd probably drop. I'd just start doing this full time.
Nice.
Yeah. And so that's exciting. I don't. Who knows if that'll ever happen, but
I think it will. I mean, especially I picture maybe like late May, early June, when, or I don't know if you're taking summer classes, but I would say like when you have a little bit more time. Now you'll probably be working at some point, just like summer job, whatever. And I don't know how long you do that for, maybe 20 hours, 40 hours a week. Depends on what you want to do.
I'm ready to work full time this summer, and the main reason is because I need to build my stash. I feel like the biggest turnoff was when people come to my channel and they don't see like 651 collectibles, and I'm like, I'm sorry.
Yeah. I think it's great though, because I think you're going to be one of the first of the teenagers that we have here, that are making videos, and I imagine like not everyone that makes videos are going to be very good, but I imagine a few of them will be. That'd be really fun to have like a say if you can come to Designer Con. I don't know if that's gonna be in the middle of the thing, but it's gonna be not rough or not hard, but you can't drink though. I mean, you can't I mean legally, but yeah, like either way you can't. So that's is that gonna be like awkward? It'd be like everyone else is like smashed and you're just like, hey guys.
I've actually had the idea of kind of planning my own creator thing together, where I try and like get people to come to Colorado, and I don't know, we book a hotel or something, and we just kind of like just share and have a vibe. And I've wondered how like that dynamic would work, because I am so much younger. It would be a little bit confusing. Not confusing, awkward, probably. There's also like Veve Vision. They're college students too. They're pretty young. I mean, obviously I want to get along with them. I don't know. I want to go to Designer Con though, and I imagine there's like a huge a much larger population to pick from, where you could find other young NFT people. Where was it last year?
It was in Anaheim. Yeah, it was in Anaheim. So it was in California.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it's not too far away from you. I don't think it's closer to you or than it is to me, because I'm in New York.
I could probably make it happen, but I don't know. I'd love to go. I'll put it that way.
Maybe we'll do something in Canada with Kobe Collects, because it's I guess 18 there to drink. I think 18 there for strip clubs. I think 18 for strip clubs anyway. But yeah, 18 to get shifted. I remember in 2010 I went on a cruise because you can. I mean, I was 19, so I waited an extra year. But once you get on international waters, you can go and you can gamble when you're 18. So when I counted cards, I was like, oh, this is gonna be great. So it was fun. But then I was with a bunch of other people, and I found beer. And then I was just like, when I say I found beer, like I was able to buy. I was like, oh, I'll have some. I never really drank before. And I got like really tipsy off like 2 beers, and I was like, oh god, this is what it's like to be drunk.
Did you make money counting cards there?
I did for the first day, and because thankfully it was only like a 3 or 4 day cruise, like 3 nights, 4 days type of deal. And then the second night I had some alcohol. I was like, oh wow, and then I lost a little bit. I still came up positive like for the week, but after that I was like, maybe I shouldn't gamble. Maybe I should just keep what I have, like a dragon, like guarding his gold. Like, no guys, it's all good. We don't need to go gambling anymore.
That's fun. When we go out to Designer Con, y'all are drinking. I'll be like, Randy, come on, let's go to the side, and you'll be like, give me some of that golden stash.
I was like, hey, hold this for me. Make sure I don't. I'll make sure it doesn't go anywhere as I go up on stage for karaoke. What Kobe Class? Let us know what part of Quebec, or no, I'm sorry. I said what part of Canada, but from Quebec, disregard. That'd be good. That'd be fun. Poba.G's inspiring this young generation. If he can do it, so can they. You got a lot of fans here, bro. You got a lot of people that come in.
I have a handful of people that really like me, and I love them. They're the best.
Yeah, same. There's a bunch over here too. And I have that, and especially at night when like there's other things going on, and there's only like let's say 40, 50 people here, and it gets all intimate. Like, guys, I love you. Like, it's just spreading the love. what jobs do you think you would work in the summer? You said you're ready to work full time.
I actually just got a job, and I'm gonna do my first shift this Saturday, and so they're starting me at 27 an hour, and after midnight they're doing 40. Right, so after midnight counts as overtime,
Oh my
which is
God.
also which is time and a half. So 27 time and a half is 40, and I do my first shift this Saturday, and I want to do that full time because if I do 40 hours a week, $40 an hour,
That's
that's
1,600.
that's like 20 grand if I really got all overtime hours, which is unlikely. But my goal for the end of summer is like 10, 12, 13 if I can really pull it out. And I just think about all the collectibles I'm gonna buy.
Yeah, so figure $1,600 a week before tax. So let's say it's like 1,200, give or take, a week that you'd be netting, and then let's say you do that for 10 weeks. Yeah, it's a good amount.
And then I probably get most of it back on tax returns because you get like what 12 great K deducted if that's all you make in the year, right? Like if you
I'm not 100. I mean, you'll get a large tax return anyway, but yeah, I forget what it would be. I've only filed, was it like 1099s or W4? I've only filed it because I've had businesses ever since the military. So it's been. I don't remember what it's like to file normally.
I hear you. So I'm what's the so the actual job is gonna be like concert staging. So there's this they call themselves Rhino Staging, and so I'm gonna go and they pretty much send me a text, hey, we're doing this event on this day, and then they'll ask me to go drive out there to somewhere in the Denver area, and then I go and put up a stage or something, and then they do the concert, and then we go home. So that's exciting. It's a lot of laborious activity. It's gonna probably be a really really boring summer. I really
Yeah, it'll be worth it though if you make a lot of money. Get some OMI. Yeah, that'll help you out a lot. I mean, work now. You'll have. That'd be great if you have, let's say, 1 million OMI. And I know that I realize that'd be.
How much is that in dollars?
1 million OMI right now is I think less than $4,000.
Really?
So, yeah, it's like $3,700, but that is before fees. That is before, buying Bitcoin or XLM, whatever, and then sending it to like Bit4X, and then, transferring it to a trust wallet, which I don't know how much it'll be, but let's just say $4,000. So you do that in a month. Now, obviously, don't put everything into it, but if you want to get that, you could do that. Over summer, you can get 1 million OMI, and then let's say by 20. That's the other thing. Like, if you go and you have, let's say YouTube in this scenario never takes off for you, but you have, let's say 1.5 or 2 million OMI by the time 2024 rolls around, and then suddenly it goes to 50 cents, and then you have $1 million. What do you do then?
I mean, if so, like by the time I graduate, I don't know. Like I probably just keep making videos. Just like literally become your brother, and then I'll just sit here in front of my laptop with the same microphone and just hang out with people.
Can you? This is gonna sound so weird. Could you like show your mom like a picture of me? Like, hey, does he look like anyone in your family from like back in the day?
I could. I'm gonna visit her this spring break. So
cool beans. Oh yeah, that's next week, right? They'll get a message for you. Be like, hey, here's a picture of her brother. It's like my dad. That'd be fun. But it's good that you this seems to be like a passion of yours. We want to be able to go and say, yeah, I made a bunch of money, still gonna make videos. I'll probably do that too.
So when I first saw your stream, I was wondering about your ethnicity. I mean, something I never brought up, but so you're like, you just know that you're Peruvian. You don't know more than that.
I think I'm like, because a lot of Peruvians are typically shorter, and I'm a bit taller. I don't know if that's from like the better nutrition I had here in the States, or if it's because I'm part like Inca Indian. They were pretty big down in Peru.
How tall are you?
5'9", so I'm not like crazy tall, but I feel like a lot of Peruvians down there.
I'm 5'8".
Are you Inca Indian? I was born there, but I haven't like been
Is
there.
it?
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm considered Inca Indian, but like
What
I've
did the
always
Ancestry say?
it doesn't really tell you if you're like it. It kind of just shows you a map and just kind of like throws a little bit green everywhere, so it tells you where you're from. So it
Okay.
was mostly just like Central America and down, and then my father's like pure Sicilian, which is pretty strange. So
Oh, so he could be like made. He'd be like, leave the gun and take the cannoli.
what?
Have you seen Goodfellas or like any of The Godfather or?
I
Oh my
really want to
God.
watch
Okay.
The Godfather. I really want to watch it.
All right. So my first thing as older brother, Goodfellas and then like Godfather and yeah. Man. All right. So those are the mom movies. We got to take care of that. And then I don't know. Have you seen Rocky?
No, I probably
Okay.
watched it once when I was younger.
All right. It's all good. I was watching some of the training montages before I went to the gym. Before I went to boxing, it's fun. We'll do some good stuff at some point. I'm gonna get to some of the comments here. Nacho, what's up, Tizzle? So my girlfriend wants me to watch Nacho Libre. Robert Desmond Warner is not my girlfriend, but that just reminded me of that.
I watched Nacho Libre for the first time. I thought it was pretty funny. I mean, it didn't really age well to today's standards, but
I haven't seen it. His girlfriend wants to watch. I'll let you know how it is, or I'll let you know my opinion of it after I see it.
all right.
X-Force is saying like, how do we bridge the gap between the Disney and PV communities? I think we kind of talked about it before with reaching out to those YouTubers and doing collabs with them.
I think that's the big thing is figuring out what we can. I feel like the best way to probably do it is reach like those much smaller ones, if there even are any. Is
Yeah,
like,
they all have like 100,000 subscribers.
or we could just start like blow up another Disney channel, and I mean like make a Disney like a Disney channel, and then
Oh, we could raid them. I guess after if any of them are live at some point, we could just raid them and be like, oh, Chavez raid, Veve raid. What is this?
we could easily donate like an NFT for a giveaway. You know.
Oh, that'd be cool. That'd be a good. Yeah, that would be good. I would say I think other things would be for us to actually go there, like boots on the ground situation, and be like, oh, hey guys, check these Veve NFTs. And do they allow megaphones in Disney?
I don't know. Probably not. I don't imagine that they would.
Have like, if anyone's a Veve app, gather around. I'm giving away, like actually physically give it away. Like say like, hey, I'll scan your app and you have something.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think what would be. I guess we can give them like some of the Pixar stuff.
Or you could just buy like a dozen of comics, like the cheapest like Disney comics, and then like literally just do like if you have Veve, download the Veve app, scan your phone, you'll get this comic for free, paid for by us, and then you give out like 100. Then suddenly everyone's talking about it in the parks. That'd be pretty cool.
Oh, that's a good idea. Yeah, that word of mouth. Oh, did you get this free digital comic, or did you get? Yeah, that's a good point.
It'd be expensive though.
Yeah. I remember. Oh God, I remember the giveaways I used to do where it would. The most expensive thing, I think it was a rare Marvel comic #1. I think Veve Darklink like donated it, which it wasn't that expensive at the time, but now I don't know. That's like at least several $100s for that, and it was just given away. Like it was nothing. Oh my God. So as long as they're cheap now, I'm fine with it. But if it's as long as we don't give away something that's like several $100s,
right? And it would be the cheapest thing, and it's something like everyone would stop for. I mean, as opposed to waiting for those lines, right? So one thing though about X-Force is like, sorry about this idea like with the Disney
the bridge the gap,
the bridge. Like someone else said earlier, Veve's gotten this far without any advertising. You give it like when they finally start advertising, Disney will come. And honestly, it's a good thing for us if prices stay low for longer and people don't know about Disney. People don't know about these Pixar NFTs. We just keep buying up, we keep stocking up, and then by the time they find out, we'll have a bag to sell. So I mean,
can't wait for them. Something I just thought of. I don't know if you remember in Mario Kart. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I just want to say thank you to everyone in the comments. Like, they're being like so nice, and I just feel like I haven't got a chance to like say thank you to all of them.
Yeah, they're being great. They're got some good peeps up in here. But remember in Mario Kart where they had like the time trials where you got to beat it, and then like a ghost file was saved, and you got to kind of race against your ghost file.
Yeah, it's like all racing games do that now.
Oh, that's great. I think that'd be great if they were able to do something like that in the VVverse. If we have competitions, and then it would be a great play as like a rewind or like a photo finish to see exactly who won, something like that.
Like
I don't know
your,
how that would
for
be.
your trace thing, for your race thing.
It could be for racing, or it could be like if the first time somebody sets like a record, beat this as quickly as possible, like doing speed runs, and then making that like an NFT. I don't know if we'd be able to do that, to make an NFT of like a photo finish or a video in the VVverse.
Man, you're brainstorming heavy right now. You're doing David Yu's job.
I would love that. I've messaged Reese before saying like, listen, if you guys are stuck on something, obviously not anything technical. I have like next to no knowledge when it comes to coding, but if you have something, so if they had something that they just need an extra set of eyes on, like let me know. I don't want money for it. I just every now and then I happen to have these really good ideas. Most of my ideas not that good, but some of them are really good. And he's like, okay, I'll let you know. He hasn't messaged me back yet, but or he messaged me saying like, yeah, okay, good, but he hasn't said, hey, we need your help.
It's hard being people in that position because you have technical limitations. Like those are great ideas, Randy. Like this what you've been saying, the ghost thing.
Yeah.
That's like we don't even have the race yet, Randy. Slow down. The race idea in general it sounds like a really cool idea. Turning into NFT, that'd be even better. But like I think it'd be really cool if like I don't know, we got a speedrun community later in the future that just like did VV stuff, even if it wasn't like games. It was like, how quickly can you do something? Can you post this to the market? Like Kobe collects giveaway things. Yeah, that's interesting. I want to ask you. I've been learning about macroeconomics, right, and like debt cycles and whatnot. What would you ever consider taking out a loan to just buy OMI?
Yeah.
Or have you?
I've tried. It was last year, and it was when it was one of those times when I was a millionaire, where I had OMI was up and I had so much, and I said, listen, I have no issue, but I didn't even want like them to match. I didn't even want 50% loan to value. I was like, I just got like 25% loan to value, $250,000, and I at that time I had no issue selling or putting in an escrow account like that much OMI or whatever. But this says the bank, at least Citibank, had said, we do not view crypto as like a tangible asset. So to us, that is worth nothing. I was like, I'm literally have $1 million. I obviously it was probably good on them that they didn't do it because OMI's down so much right now. But if I could have done it, I would have done it already.
Oh, that's interesting. Okay.
Why do you have the opportunity to do something like that?
No, I don't. But I'm like, can't you just like take out a personal loan for like?
So when I did not have, I had this thing where I was trying to build credit because like when I was younger, I think it had to do with, I think it was Alex Jones' fault, where he was all just saying like I was a big like conspiracy guy, and it was just like, oh, the government's tracking you, everything that they do, the government, everything that you do, every accepting things that you do. And I was like, oh man, I don't want the government to track my thing. So I'm not going to get a credit card. I'm just going to use cash. So I would use cash everywhere, and I didn't have any credit. So when I was trying to start to build up credit, like, I don't know, like a few years ago, I would get like a no name, like I had to get like a secure card, and then I got like whatever, and I put like my cell phone bill on it or whatever. But I would have like money in the bank, but I would forget that like the $80 payment would be due, and it didn't have an auto pay option. So my credit just took a nosedive, and it's better now, but I don't even know if I can do that. And if I could get one, because I keep my bank account so low, because most everything is either in OMI or NFTs, and they're all in different trust wallets. I don't even think that they could. If I got a loan, it'd be like $5,000. it wouldn't be enough to cover taxes. So I was like,
Yeah.
all right, I'll wait.
Yeah. Because ever since I turned 18, I got my credit card. I have auto payments on.
Good. Build that
So
up.
I've just been building a credit. I'm like, what, 700? Do you mind if I ask you what your credit score is?
I don't even know. I'll check the Credit Karma. It could be 700. It could be like 550. I will give you I'll let you know.
I just find it interesting.
I don't know how Credit Karma, if that's like 100% accurate, or if it's like a little off, a little on. Come on, let's see what we got here, because a lot they do check ad space a lot. It is 645 for the TransUnion and the Equifax, so it is not good. It is.
That's still like you're not too far. You're not too far. Just
So I do get stuff in the mail every now and then, like open up this credit card, open up whatever, and then it says my chance of approval is very good, but I don't know, I just haven't messed. I just figured at some point I'll just have a bunch of money.
I think that's respectable. I mean, you do have a bunch of money. You've been speculating on making yourself a billionaire. Like I've seen that, right? Like with just through OMI. That's crazy to think about. You just said, like, what if OMI is 40 cents in 4 years, 5 years, or 50 cents?
Yeah, if you have 2 million OMI, then between 2024 and 2026 will probably definitely be like 50 cents, and that would be $1 million for you.
And where'd you get those numbers from?
Well, because if we go and 2024 is the next Bitcoin halving. So let's say worst case scenario, we are in, I don't say short term worst case scenario. The war in Russia and Ukraine gets worse, and more sanctions happen, and other European nations are dragged in, and Bitcoin goes down to like 28K or 25K or whatever. Then, well, OMI will probably go down to like 0.0008, like 3 zeros. And short term, that's bad for people, but long term, that's really good, because we'll be burning a lot of OMI, especially once we get out of the circulating supply. So that is actually better for us long term, because if the more we burn out of the circulating supply, the higher OMI has to be for us to reach a certain market cap. So let's say by 2024, we are, or let's say 2026. 4 years from now, we are more than well into that next bull run. We're in that for, let's say, like 2 years.
What would the circulating supply be at that time?
It's really hard to say. It is very contingent on what happens in the short term and how much we can burn, like how low we go. It would work out great. At that point, I don't even know if it matters, because let's say in 6 months, let's say by end of Q3, maybe close to Q4, like September, October, we are, even if we're flat where we are, we're going to be burning double the amount, because we're probably not going to have only 2.5 million people on the app. We're probably going to have 5 to 8 million people on the app. So let's just say it's just double. We're burning double the amount of OMI, but a good 25% of that will be from the circulating supply, most likely, because not full utility will be rolled out by then, but probably a good portion of it. So if we are on, Jeremy Padour tweeted before, hey, Coinbase, he said that Coinbase and Binance needs to list NFT hashtag, or needs to list OMI, hashtag list OMI. He wasn't saying that OMI needed to be listed. He was saying that these guys need to list OMI for their own sake, and don't list it at their own peril. So, and he might be, I touched on this in my last video, might be being a little facetious, because he does know certain things. Like, I don't think it was a coincidence that he had made a post about a stamp from the 1800s when the next day Veve came out with stamps. So that might be his like kind of play, like, hey, I know something, guys, like you guys need to do it. He is an unofficial member of the team, so he's not going to tweet out anything that would endanger,
of course,
any of his or their investment, because to my knowledge, he has still not sold any OMI. But the reason why I get that number is because, let's say by 2026, where we're 2 years into that next bull market, and we're burning, let's say we have 250 billion OMI left, which would mean we had burnt 62 billion, because 312 billion could only ever be in that circulating supply. So minus 62 billion, we have 250 billion left. What would our market cap for OMI be at that point? I think Bitcoin's market cap would be a couple trillion, and we would probably be, if for us to be at a $250 billion market cap, we'd be at $1, which is
250 billion.
Yeah, because
That's
because we would have 250 billion OMI. So
And
in order to be at
what's number 3 at right now on crypto charts?
I don't know, probably like Solana or Binance Coin or Cardano or something.
What's what like around like market cap? Like, isn't that like, that's pretty high up there?
Yes, right now it is. I think Bitcoin only has like a $700 something billion market cap.
Oh, okay.
Yes,
okay.
But
when mass adoption comes and hopefully people are using it way more by 2024, 2025, then suddenly we're gonna get more people on OMI.
Yeah, I don't think that El Salvador and Ukraine are going to be the only places to accept Bitcoin as legal tender. So I do market caps of let's go to coin market cap, and then Binance is at 300. Oh no, I'm sorry. Binance number 3. It's only 63 billion, but I do believe that at that time, again, Binance is probably not going to stay there. Binance will probably at that time,
it'll probably be higher.
Can they do a 5x? I mean, the price is 383 right now. So if Binance goes to like $1,600, then suddenly they're over 300 billion. But that's the thing. Even if we're not there yet, even if we're at $125 billion market cap, we're still at 50 cents. But that is, I do believe that at that time, in order to be in the top 10, you're probably going to have over $100 billion market cap, if not like, and that's mid-decade. By 2030, I think we will all be, the top 10 will all be $1 trillion or multi-trillion dollar market caps, because that's how much should go into there. But
gosh, that'd be exciting. I see. There's something that's been like, how much adoption can a digital collectible really get? Because I remember when I first opened up Veve and I saw like, okay, it's cool, you can put it in your camera, like, but it just felt so gimmicky, right?
Yeah.
What would it take for that to be to actually be worth trillions of dollars? And I guess how I would answer that is like, we need more utility. We need some sort of games with the things. We need more than just like looking at it. Unless you have a Walt statue, right? That's something that's just going to be worth something on its own. But it's so it's. Do you see these just the product we have now? Do you think that's worth trillions of dollars?
So I'll answer that in 2 ways. Will the collectibles ever be worth trillions of dollars? Probably not. I don't think. I mean, maybe in like, I don't know, 10 years when we're pumping out like 3 drops a day, every single day, nonstop, maybe, but that's just so much. I don't think the collectibles by themselves will ever be that. Why I think that the coin can be that in 10 plus years, or even in 10 years, or in 8 years when we're at 2030, is because of the Veveverse and how much utility that token will have. Like, the digital land is, there are not ETFs, there are current hedge funds wanting to make other hedge funds specifically for digital land. There's been people on CNBC, there's been people saying like, yeah, we're making this particular group have a capital raise. We're raising billions of dollars, and they're going to go into digital land. That's just one particular group. So I think as OMI gets that, the Veveverse by itself will probably be worth that much, just because they're going to make a lot. Like, there's no other game, I think, that would have this much IP under its banner. Maybe, say, even if you talk about Disney by itself, like Kingdom Hearts, that game is amazing. Like those games are so good because you get to play as some of your favorite characters. But okay, we have access to all of that. Plus, we have all like the Star Wars people. Plus, we have all like Cartoon Network and all of DC as well. So there are. I would say that the collectibles won't be worth that much because Veve will only be a small part of the overall companies. Like Orbis owns like a Komi and Veve. I think the Veveverse will be a separate company, and I think it has to be because that's how much money would go into it. Veve will be a small subsection of that. I think we're all focused on Veve right now because that's all we have, and not that we will be forgotten. Not that Veve will be like forgotten. That's always going to continue to be a moneymaker. But Fortnite's a free game, and they make billions of dollars a year because they, they go and they have what's that called? They have people buying skins and they buy loot boxes, whatever. So I think this will be a lot better because you can take all the stuff and you can resell it.
And actually that's when I'm looking at a game to play, my biggest thing is like, does it have a digital economy? And when I started getting bored of CS:GO, that's actually how I found Veve, is because I kind of went on that search and I found Earth 2, and then hey, it's got a digital economy, and they're like, they're releasing a product later, so I put in a little bit of money. I mean, as time's gone on, I rather be in somewhere else, like a Veve, and I appreciate Veve.
Mm-hmm.
Where is it going with this? I don't know if I was going anywhere with this.
Digital economy.
Yeah, I think, Randy, that there's you have a really specific vision in place for digital land. Right now, Sandbox does have it in that way that you're speaking of, right? Where you can sell like plots or whatever. The internet, when it started, I think of websites as digital land, right? There's so many more different avenues that can be given or sold. Do you have an Oculus headset?
I do. I got a Quest 2 or a Quest. Yeah, I got one of those.
And you've played like games on there?
Yeah.
And you see, like, when you open up the Oculus, right, and you look at your screen and you see all these different games, these portals, as I like to go, it's the exact same thing as your phone. You see these apps, these places, you see this digital land, kind of, right? And you click on it and you enter a new world, which is part of the reason why I am kind of against the purchasing of things in like Sandbox, because the Sandbox, all it takes for you to create digital land is to go onto some kind of place where you can develop a game or whatever, and then create it. And as more competition rises, land will become cheap and land will become free in the same way that anyone can purchase an internet domain. Now, that's not to say Veveverse won't have land and it won't be worthwhile and they won't offer something that others won't. It's just to say that we could also see Veve do it in other ways. It doesn't necessarily have to mean plots of land, right? We could.
No, I agree with what you're saying 100%. Like there are more than one way to skin a cat, more than one way to play a poker hand. My specific vision, that's just how I'm playing this particular poker hand. There's gonna be a lot of other ways to make it, but that's just my strategy. Just because I've seen what that land can do before in Earth 2 and in My Neighbor Alice and in Decentraland and all that. So I just using that experience and using that location. And then the creative side would just be to buy land in the middle of nowhere that most likely won't be worth anything, but making my own thing on it.
Okay, that's that hand. What if I dealt you another hand and say that Veve is going to make it so that you could purchase houses, and instead of like plots of land, we can travel, and it's like a world. What if it was just like houses that you can just put up your vaults? What if your vaults were NFTized?
Yeah, so I think that will be that's why I think they will do OMI to NFT before they release the Veveverse, because I think the land will be NFTs as well, and I think the houses that you can put on your land will be NFTs, and people will just be stacking them. Like again, it'll be a huge competition, and it's all going to go to the burn supply, because if you go and you say, "Hey, I want a house," someone's like, "Well, I want a 2-story house, 3-story house," and then maybe they could do it so that you can only go up to 10 stories per one plot of land. And you need like 2 plots of land to go up to 20 stories. And you need to get that would incentivize people buying land. That would incentivize people. Somebody's going to have the tallest building, and they're going to have bragging rights. And I might have it for a time, but there's going to be people like that. Again, I don't want to say only, but I have a limited amount. I have 130 million OMI, and there is people. I'm in a whale group. I'm in two, but one of them is there's like 12 or 14 people in there. I have the third lowest amount of OMI. Most other people have several hundred million OMI or billions of OMI, and they're just to taunt me. They're going to always have one more story than I would if that were to happen. So yeah, I forget your original question. I went on a rant. I'm so sorry. What was the hand?
So like you instead of like dealing with the land, like what if it was just like vaults and different like you could own a vault, right?
Oh yeah, they'll totally do that.
Okay. I just okay. Yeah.
Yeah, they'll totally do that. They'll have people like Johnny Dunn will have to like clone himself because I'm a creative writer. I'm not I can't. My vaults, they look sad. Like I have like 300 something collectibles. My vault looks not good. I would hire someone like Johnny Dunn and be like, all right, pimp my rides as exhibit, pimp my vault, do this amazing stuff, make it look cool. There's gonna be a bunch of like gay men that are like designers. They have that like queer eye that are gonna go and make a killing because they're gonna go and make things epic.
You know what I tried doing in my vault? Those, you know how the snow globes have the animated snow?
Yeah.
I tried blowing up one of those as big as it can go, so it'll cover my vault, and it's like snowing inside.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I thought that was cool.
I wouldn't think to do that.
There's so much you can do. I love the vault. Yeah.
I had a lot of fun taking off Deadpool's shirt with the snow vaults, with the snow globes, because you put Deadpool behind it. That's his sweater's gone. It's epic.
So that's really interesting. Do you think that proves that we're gonna get some sort of accessory removal thing that proves it?
Yeah, I think that definitely suggests or confirms that we have it. Because in one of the terms and conditions, they said something about the clothes and the removal of items and stuff and the accessories. So I think we will get that. And they've also said before that it would be kind of boring if you got your NFTs and you can only do so much with them. But being able to put like the Mickey's hat on, like Batman or getting a blue Todd instead of having him, black white, change color. Like in Super Smash Brothers, even the original one, like, Fox went from like a sand colored t-shirt to like a red colored t-shirt, or Pikachu had a green hat. It was I think it's different.
You know the weapon racks we got that, another, I call it Sniffed. SH NFT. I think what would be cool if we could take you could give those weapons as accessories. Like imagine your Deadpool with the golden crowbar.
Oh yeah.
Then those would be worth something. Then that would bring a lot of fun to that collectible.
This might be a little too PG-13 or slight R, but all right. So I've brought this up before. You know how in Harry Potter, they have like wizard's chest, where the chess pieces like they mess each other up. They like decapitate, like knight to e4, and it like destroys a pawn.
Yeah.
And then they say like, okay, reparo, and then it suddenly goes back to the way it was. It's completely fixed. That'd be great if they could do that with collectibles, especially Deadpool. Like somebody takes like a bat, and they Harley Quinn with her bat goes and kicks the crap out of Deadpool, and like just takes off his femur. Somebody has a sword. I don't know who has a sword. Wonder Woman has a sword. Takes off his femur, and then stabs him in the head with a femur. He gets femur stabbed. And then they can do that, and then okay, she wins the fight, and then he goes back to normal. One, because he has regenerative abilities, but two, because I think they could do that. That's just, I don't know where I was going with that.
I think it's fun that we keep talking about gamification, because that is the big stuff right there. Do you see like the Mighties, the Marvel Mighties, how you can see like their mouths closed from inside their bodies?
Wait, closed from? No.
Like even like the closed mouths, apparently you can see like there's something there as if it were supposed to open at some point in the future.
Nice.
we keep talking about like goofy games, but they're going to make something that's actually decent. And I think that I don't mean like like the games that we're talking about now aren't decent. I'm just saying like they're gonna make like real developed games, and I can't wait for those they like have like lots of thought into them and are developed by a fully paid team. And that's what's really gonna make those worthwhile.
Yeah, I can't wait for that. I think people will be blown away, and I can't come soon enough. Can't wait to like shut up the haters. Even stuff like this is really fun, where JP's talking about Ghost Bear Bomb Friday, where you take pictures of stuff, but then you have a ghost bear like photobomb it. Like it'll be in the, it'll be like this. It'll be which way am I going? I can't do it. That's messing with my mind. But it's just a ghost bear peeking out of the corner and trying, like Deadpool does at Comic-Con. I think just things like that, people throwing up, even if there's no like gamification at first, people create competitions. Like I'll go and be like, hey guys, come to the Veveverse talent contest. We'll give away a comic, or I'll give away gems or whatever.
Yeah, I guess it's hard because how widespread can those be? You know, it'd be a good idea if we reached out to those Disney creators and then we hosted an event that was actually like more than just let's talk, about NFTs. That was like that got people involved. That made that. I think that would do really well.
Yeah, they Steph said there's I mean, she was live 24 minutes ago. I don't know if they're still live now. Old crazy Disney lady. We'll look later, but yeah, there's totally things that we could do like that. Have conversations.
I've what did I want to ask you? I wanted to ask you two things. But okay, so I have a business idea for Veve, like within the realm of Veve. And I don't know if I want to say it publicly, Randy, because I know you're like a whale, right? And I know you got the
Well, I won't take it, but I can't promise that other people here, like JP's got like 3 times as much OMI as I do. So if you want to talk off camera, we can totally do that after this ends.
Yeah, I do, but
okay.
And I thought that, anyways. The other thing was, what was I saying? No, I can't even remember. I can't even remember. I'm sorry.
Have you heard of HRO, the hybrid DC physical NFT launch?
Nope.
I think
they're asking you though.
Oh yeah, they were. My bad. So for this, I know a little about it, where they were.
Wait, what's HRO?
It's like this new company that partnered with DC. They only have like 1,000 followers on Twitter, or at least they did as of yesterday. They have digital cards, and the digital cards they come with like a promo code or some type of number. And if you get like a certain card or certain number, you can get like a physical copy of it, which sounds pretty cool. I think though that's coming for us as well, because we now have the promo thing on. Unless, do you have a different theory on the promo code on the profile?
I think the promo code will definitely be used for creators, which I'm kind of excited about. Like, imagine you have make sure you guys use code Randy Chavez at checkout. You make 1% back on on everyone that makes everyone makes a gem purchase. I think that'd be really cool.
That would be incredible. Like, do you remember? Sorry, go ahead.
I can't imagine many other use cases besides certain like giveaways or promotions. Be like, yeah. We might just be given like a code, like first 100 people you get 10 gems for free on the app. Go. That'd be fun.
Oh, that'd be amazing. I'd be making videos. I mean, I make videos almost every day anyway, but just telling people, guys, go use my promo code. There was one of the earlier versions of OMI utility program was that one of the higher tiers for staking said that if you held X amount of OMI or staked X amount of OMI, you would actually get a small percentage of the burn fees. That when people go and they burn stuff or they buy stuff, you get a small percentage of the OMI. I was like, oh, that's like a reward for I don't think they can do it because they haven't mentioned that in a while. I think because that might have made it a security, but God, that would have been so cool.
Oh, would it make it a security?
Because they're staking for.
Oh yeah. Of course. Yeah. That would make that's not good for them. They don't want that.
But also, it's only coming out of OMI that was going to be burned anyway, and OMI was still burning. People would just be getting a certain percentage of it. So I thought that was. I mean, I wouldn't mind that, because if you're locking up, that just incentivizes people to lock up that much OMI.
I mean, I wouldn't mind it either. I think it would pump OMI price, but what it wouldn't do is the SEC issues that they talked about on
Yeah,
the stream and stuff.
they got to be super compliant.
Yeah.
I love that. So, would y'all want the Vverse here this year, 2023? I mean, I'd want it this year because we could burn more OMI that way. Yeah, same. I would smash that like button. Oh, you commented. Very nice.
Yeah,
I didn't even say I'm like 10 minutes behind. What was I today? The XHRO is garbage, says Monarch NFT. I did not know about that. Again, I haven't really looked into it. Okay, we're good. We're good. So for the future of, let's say you get a windfall, would you go right now into more collectibles? Like, would you get that Wally, or would you be like, I'm going to get OMI now, and I'll get Wally later?
You mean if it won the lottery?
Not even that. Like, what is Wally, like 2K?
Wally's sitting at 950, which is a joke.
Oh my God, that's so low. No Disney golden moment should be under $1,000. That's ridiculous. Like, that is lunacy. So yeah, if you had $1,000 like windfall, would you get Wally, or would you get get OMI?
Not today. In the start of the summer, after I've actually accumulated a little bit in my bank account, then I would go ahead and purchase that. But I made a mistake over putting not what I could in. Oh my God, I'm in a power outage. Oh.
Is it storming there?
It was raining earlier, but it's not like storming bad. I don't think it's not really, no.
Okay. Yo, Wally's down to 720.
Oh my
Damn.
God. Jeez.
Damn. Oh my God, that's so ridiculous. I think Wally 2 comes out this year, right?
I don't think Wally 2 is a thing, Randy.
Oh, it's not coming out?
No, I looked up Wally 2. I think it's just a fandom thing.
Really?
Yeah.
That's so. Oh man, I accidentally clicked on another YouTube video. Damn it!
I looked through all of it. I'm like, it's
I'm so salty about that.
Yeah.
Not that I was even so like 100% go on Wally. Like that just would have been good for the
just to watch. I know.
Yeah. Right. So Wally 2, and oh wow, there's oh yes, movie ideas.fandom.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's I'm so salty about that. Again, I'm not even like a huge Wally fan. I was like,
it was such a good movie. I loved it. What are your thoughts? Why is Pixar so low?
I think it's because I think 3 different reasons. I think just we're in like kind of a down market for the collectibles. I think that we have some people were upset that it wasn't just like a full Toy Story 1 or a full Monsters Inc. 1. It was just had bits and pieces of each. But I think that was really, really brilliant because again, they're going to sell out anyway. They sold out. But I mean, also Disney people aren't in yet. But I think that people would get upset if they just did, okay, they had like 3 Toy Story drops before they got to anything else. And then they had, 2 or 3 Monsters Inc. drops. And suddenly, if you're Incredibles and it's the last one, you're going to be super salty. Like, hey, so I think having 1 from each, that's really good. I think that's something that, but that being said, yeah, I think it's just because we're low, and I think people are just sleeping. They don't understand that this is not like, Steph Salentano was on the other day, and she said, yeah, the lenticular cards, they're not like the most recent iteration, or they're like the recent iterations of they're not the classic looks. Like for Mickey, they're not the classic looks, but Woody is straight out of Toy Story. Edna, same thing. So they look like
them. I love Edna mode. You said what I would buy. I would buy Edna mode, and Wally. She's like she's just such a goofy character within the movies, and I don't know. Her price is also ridiculous. An ultra rare Pixar for the first Pixar like actual drop. It'll be hard what the community decides on it later. Like, is it Wally and the truck, or is it Edna? I in my opinion, I think it takes that. I just think she's cool.
Yeah, people were asking me like yesterday, like, hey, if I have $3,000, 3,000 gems, what do I do? I was like, okay, well, you're probably gonna you can get the full Pixar set. You can get like an Elsa and get like an ultra rare alligator Loki. And
In terms of in terms of like incentive gains, I think any golden moment would probably be a good buy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And Elsa's the first Disney princess that we had.
huge.
So that's people are gonna go crazy for that. First of anything.
How many alligator Lokis do you have now?
For which rarity?
All of them.
Okay, so the secret rare I have 17. That one I know. The ultra rare I'm 1 away from getting 1% of the ultra rare because 1% would be 34. I have 33.
1% of all of them.
All of the ultra rares. I have 2% of the secret rares, and
So there's like 3,000 of them.
yeah, there's 3,400 of the ultra rares, and I have 33. So I'm close. And then on the commons, I have 189. I am 9 away from having 2% of the commons. I'm pretty happy about that.
What is this HRO thing?
That was the one that partnered with DC to do the cards.
Yeah, the physical thing. But like, are there anything more special? That's all they have right now, products.
I don't know. I haven't looked too deep into it. If you go to HRO, like their Twitter, they don't have a lot of followers, so I think it is like a DC thing. This is just the company that's doing like the technology, the medium for it. So I don't think that's really anything. The company, I don't think is really like good or bad. It's just this is what they're doing, and some people like it, some people hate it.
So, you know that Disney exec that was talking about the golden moments, I don't know, like last month or
yeah.
And he was like, Disney left a lot of money on the table.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it came down to licensing, right? And he was talking about how it's really low risk to sell these licenses. You know, they make an easy profit and they don't lose anything on the they don't take on high risk, is what he said, right?
Yeah.
I found it interesting, like this HRO thing. I find that interesting because they're talking about how now DC is just licensing other collectibles. The reason why I bring this up is because it's a little bit concerning. Like, is Veve just getting all of this reputation, all these brand deals because of their reputation, because of their reputation in being first, and because of Alcon, or is because they have a like genuinely better product? Like, what's it going to take for a new company to pop up and just be like, just go ask for the licenses and get the licenses and start making their own NFTs? And how many are going to exist?
I would expect at the now, it's like Netflix and 2010. Anyone that has an idea is their project's going to get greenlit. I think that any company right now that has any shred of credibility to say like, hey, let us sell your NFTs, so that this way the company that they're asking to, like a Time Warner, for Disney, for DC, or Disney and Pixar for Disney, they could go and they could say, listen, this is going to be a new line item on your P&L and your profit and loss on your balance sheet, and it's going to be a positive. You're going to get money on there, but if it doesn't work out, it will not reflect poorly on the CEO of that company. It will. They could just say, oh, that was HROs. That's why it didn't work out, or that was Veve's. So I think a lot of people, or a lot of companies over the next couple of years, that's what will happen. But then as time goes on, people will see that, okay, if you want to, where do you want your company to go? Probably on the same app that Veve's on, or same app that Disney's on, or the same, the app that has the most amount of people. I don't know how HRO is doing their, if you have to download an app, you have to download whatever, but DC might have also been incentivized. No, maybe because they could get a higher fee. Maybe they plan, doesn't matter which company we go with, whether it's Veve or HRO, we want to get an 8.5% fee, and they only have 2.5% fee with us. And maybe that's why they went with them. But in that same breath, I don't know how many of them are getting traded back and forth in the secondary market. So that, are they losing out on fees that way? Because you could be damn sure that when we get DC Comics, which I'm like the actual comics, which I'm pretty sure we will be damn sure that they're going to be making a butt ton on the secondary market. And also, I think that once we get DC Comics, these cards that they're coming out with, going to bottom out. There might be a cult following. There might be people that do, whatever, but I don't see them doing as well when the actual comics that are based off the real life ones, which are worth more than Marvel because they're older. And so, yeah. I forget what the question was, but that's the rest of my statement.
I don't even remember what I even asked. I think we've been running kind of long, or not long, but just like
Yeah, it's almost. I think we just talked about HRO. Steph says so. We don't know if Elsa counts as a princess because she is technically a queen, but she was a princess for the first part of the movie before her coronation. She was a princess. Yeah, like she was a kid, and then she was older. I think when she turned 18, that she became queen.
I'm not sure when she became queen. What?
Is it chill if I?
Yeah, you can come in.
He's not naked, is he? I don't get demonetized.
He's not naked. No.
Okay.
You want to say hi?
I'm good.
Okay.
What's up?
Howdy, partner.
Howdy.
He's got a vibrant shirt. If he goes out, cars can see him. That's good.
Oh, yeah.
Responsible.
Yeah.
I don't know about Hot Toys. They have the rights to 3D NFT or Marvel and DC. Do you know about them?
No.
Yeah.
I
don't know about them, but apparently they make real small and life-size premium statues. Interesting. I think that, for part of the reason why I like these, because I could buy all these things, and even if I had $1 million cash right now and I could buy 189 of these alligator Lokis, where the heck would I put it? That would be so ridiculous.
Like in the Veveverse?
No, like in real life. Like if I could buy like 80 alligator 189 physical statues.
Yeah.
I just can't. That's not really smart to do. God forbid if like fire and like the alligator Lokis are burning. That'd be horrible. You ever have gator meat though?
No, I'm from Colorado.
Dude, it's they don't have any like Cajun places out there? Yeah, I don't know. I've only been there once, but
we have deer. That's a special thing you're gonna get here.
Oh, deer's great. Deer's really good. Dude, you got to come to New York. In Long Island, we got a bunch of these amazing restaurants. One of this place called Big Daddy's. It's a Cajun place. They have gator. They have it's so good. I love it. All right, so Aldous Havley bought a big box from HRO to have, not to sell, just buying as investment in secondary. So I guess these are the ones where you can keep the sealed packs, unlike Recur. Maybe
that's everything. If you can keep anything that's sealed, that's the most money we're gonna make.
Yeah. Man, some people really hating on Recur. My God.
I was upset too.
Yeah,
they recently announced on their Discord though that if you're the pass holders, they're moving, since it's an 8-week long event, they're moving the ones that are going to be released closer to week 8 up to week 1, and then hold those specifically for the Recur holders, which just makes it more incentive to hold those passes. That pass entirely is going to be priced only for how profitable it is to hold. How much are you going to make from purchasing early access and then selling it? Yeah. And right now it's not very, very profitable. So
yeah. I don't know if you remember when they came out with like the floppy disk NFTs, DC, for Palm.
I don't for DC. For Palm.
Yeah, they had this company called Palm where everyone was free. There was so much fun. It was ridiculous. They came out with NFTs of floppy disks, and it was meant to be like, oh, hey, here's this old technology that we made an NFT of. So old technology merging with the new, and I thought it was kind of cool. But everyone that like got it they hated it because you couldn't do anything with it. It didn't look good. But there was so much fun. A lot of people were saying like, oh my God, did Veve lose their license? Oh my God, is it over? Is it only going to zero? It's like, guys, have you seen the NFTs? Like, they're horrible. But again, I thought it was cool, but yeah, it was very poorly received. I don't know if anyone has those though.
I have no idea what they are.
Yeah. I'll just like the art of that. So we are about that 2-hour mark. I know you gotta go. Any final thoughts that you want to give the people?
Oh man, buy and hold. Right now we're in a scary time, but it's right now is the time to get your cash flow up and just start buying everything. It is such a great time to be in the space. And if you're still here even after this huge market dip and you're still here in 3 weeks, 2 weeks, then you're gonna hold you're gonna do well. You're gonna do well.
Yeah, I think so too. We'll see what happens. Reset 4 to 5 exchanges within the next 12 months, full utility within 12 months. So we'll see. End of the year is going to be very exciting. I mean, for all I know, with that Jeremy Paddleworth tweet, we can have a huge announcement from like Coinbase tomorrow. I don't know. We'll see. All right.
Yeah.
Just hang back for like 30 seconds after I end the broadcast.
Okay. Thank you guys all for watching. Take care.
Bye, Dash.